whenever you get a chance to see someone who has a look on their face that's sort of like this, you just know they did something completely effed up, or they got caught doing something that they were not supposed to be doing. And that's definitely the story in the case of 57-year-old Michael Mastin. Because this guy did something so disgusting and so disturbing that this should make well, in that case, international outrage, but at least on the scale of national outrage. But Michael Mastin, he was a worker for the Louisiana water treatment. And this guy was arrested because he got caught on camera peeing into the water supply. Not once, but twice. And they probably think that there's other times he's actually done this, but they would have to dig into the archives in order to find that. But they do have him doing it, recorded 2 times of doing it. He peed into the water supply. This is at his job. He could have easily went to the restroom and peed there, but he intentionally went to where the water supply is and urinated in it. And they have caught him on camera. Like, if you go online and just type his name in, you can actually see the footage of him going over there, unzipping his pants and urinating in there, zipping his pants back up, and then walking off. I believe right here at this point was before he started, because you can tell by that look on his face. And it almost looks like he was looking right at the camera, because I'm almost under certainty that because he should know where these surveillance cameras are, he just didn't care, unless he actually didn't know. City officials said they do not know if 57-year-old Michael Mastin had urinated in the water supply other times in the past, because the security archive only saves footage from the last 30 days. A Louisiana government employee was arrested and fired. He should have been charged as well. Well, it looks like he probably was, because he was arrested after he was allegedly caught on camera urinating in the city's water supply in at least 2 separate occasions in the last 30 days. Michael Mastin, age 57, of Baton Rouge, was arrested and charged earlier this week on 2 counts of criminal damage to a critical infrastructure, and 2 counts of contaminating water supplies, according to jail records. Mastin is awaiting arraignment and is currently out on a $25,000 bond. Mastin formerly worked at a water supply treatment plant in Donaldsonville and has been a long tenured employee at the facility, officials said in a statement. Mastin was allegedly seen in security footage leaving his office, turning the angle of the security camera so he knew what the cameras were at, then urinating into the water supply, officials said in a statement shared with the media alongside security footage. Despite having changed the angle of the security camera, Mastin could allegedly be seen in full view of the camera, and at one occasion looking directly at the camera, which is from this picture right here. I am extremely disappointed, and I find this conduct disgusting and unacceptable, Ascension Parish President Clint Cointment said. This type of behavior will never be tolerated in parish government. Ascension Parish officials reportedly learned of Mastin's actions shortly after March 22nd, according to the statement. An investigation was opened that same morning, and by afternoon, Mastin was terminated from his position. Mastin was taken into custody just hours after he was fired, according to jail records. Mastin did not give authorities a reason for his actions upon arrest, the advocate reported, but further investigation showed that he allegedly urinated in the water supply at least one other time in the last 30 days. It is unclear if he has done it more than twice, since the plant's security archive only goes back 30 days. Federal authorities have been notified and will be continuing the investigation into Mastin's actions. Local authorities, however, are assuring the public there is no threat to the water supply, as samples taken after the incident show the water quality is in good standing and meets all safe drinking water requirements, the statement read. I would like to know what the hell made him or anyone do something like this. Like, you gave up your job and your livelihood and possibly, hopefully, face some jail time for contaminating this water willfully. Like, this guy willfully went over there. They said he went over there and he messed with the cameras to turn them at an angle, but he still got caught on the camera, and they said he even looked at the camera, which you can see right here. That is some sick shit. It is something seriously wrong with the minds of a lot of people walking around here masquerading themselves as normal, insane people. because no sane person would think to even do something like this. Like I really would like to know what his motive was. Like, what were you trying to accomplish? Like, really, what were you trying to accomplish with this? And let's also take into account that this guy is 57 years old and he's doing something that childish. I would expect a child to do something like this. And even a child would not even do something like this. But you know, they say age doesn't define maturity, and that definitely applies to this individual right here, because that is some stick-ish. Like, you was tampering with these people's water. One thing I was glad, though, was at the end of the articles, they said that they checked the water and everything is good. That was the main concern right there, that nobody got sick by what this guy did, because he's lucky that didn't happen, because if it did, he would have had more charges added on to what he already has right now. But hopefully he gets a good lengthy jail time. But look at him, I won't hold my breath. But one thing I was curious about, because they say he's of Baton Rouge, and it says Donaldsonville. I'm not sure exactly where Donaldsonville is or where this water supply is, but I wouldn't be surprised if this could have been a racial thing, because I looked up Baton Rouge, and Baton Rouge has a very sizable black population. When I see stuff like this, I keep thinking back to Flint and what's going on with them. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was his motive, or a part of his motive right there. You got to just kind of throw it out there and see what sticks. But based on what I looked up, Baton Rouge has a good sized black population. I think it's like a little over 50%. I think they make up the majority, as a matter of fact, of that city, if I'm not mistaken. I decided to look it up, and here it is right here: race and Hispanic origin. It says white alone 37.2%, black or African American alone 53.3%. So yes, black people make up the majority of Baton Rouge. And if this water supply goes out there, that's my theory right there. That may not be the case, but it could most likely be the case.